I'm a 25-year-old female and my boyfriend is 26. He had a mother and 3 sisters. Their father died when they were all young, and honestly none of them have learned how to be independent. My dad raised me to be pretty independent. He told me to never depend on a man, and I don't. My dad owned a construction company and he was one of the most talented woodworkers I've ever met. He taught me how to do a lot. I can work on cars within reason, cook, build furniture, lay tile and do most home improvement type stuff. And honestly, if I don't know how to do something, I'm pretty good at YouTubing it and asking whoever I need to for pointers. My boyfriend and I live in a house that I solely own. I've made the house into what my boyfriend and I need. We're getting ready to get married and maybe adopt a few children. His sisters are all helpless. I admittedly don't really like any of them. His oldest sister has been dating this slimy guy. They have 4 kids together. He binge drinks a lot and doesn't really do anything. He gets a disability check from pretending to be schizophrenic. Their trailer is falling apart and their water isn't coming on. She cried to my boyfriend and asked him to get me to come to get their water working again and fix some stuff. She said she can't afford to pay anyone. He said sure and casually told me. I told him no, I definitely don't want to go do that in my free time. He's upset because he doesn't want to go back on his word to his sister. I suggested one of them can figure it out or he can pay someone to do it. We have separate finances. His other sister started redoing her kitchen last month. She thought it would be easy. Halfway through gutting everything, she realized that she was way over her head. Her boyfriend also broke up with her and she had no one to help. He was the one mainly directing things. She asked my boyfriend to ask me to come help. He told her I would. I said no. Same problem. We're having a fight right now. He thinks that I'm not being a team player for his family. I told him that I don't ask his family for anything ever, and it's not my fault that they choose to put themselves in bad spots and expect to be bailed out. It would be reasonable if they were sick and I brought them a meal, or if we watched the kids while someone was in hospital, normal family stuff. But I don't think wanting me to go do real labour and spend my entire weekend on projects because of their mistakes is reasonable. In the end, I told him if he wasn't okay with this boundary I was setting, then we had no business getting married, and the ball is in his court. He apologised and let it go, but I can tell he's still fuming. Am I the idiot for not helping my boyfriend's family with home improvement tasks after he voluntold me? Not the idiot. A deeper conversation here would help. Tell him that this isn't the way to get help on something. The right thing for him to have done in both situations is to say, yeah, I can see you have some challenges. Let me talk to my fiancée and see if she has any suggestions. That's a soft way of saying maybe. If he'd asked you first and then you declined, that's one thing. But for him to commit you without asking is wrong. They can figure their own problems out. If he'd asked you first and then you declined, that's one thing. I don't know what you're implying here. Are you trying to say that he has a right to be angry if she refuses to help when he asks her? Whether he asks her or not, the assumption that she should be okay doing manual labour for his family because they don't want to pay professionals is wrong. Whether he voluntold her or asks her, she's within her rights to say no, and he has no choice but to accept it. If he wants to help his family, he's free to give up his weekend pursuits to do the work, or pay for professionals to do it from his own savings. OP, helplessness is unappealing in anyone, but it's especially ugly when it's coming from within your own possibly future in-law family members, and they're looking at you to do the manual labour for free. It's important you set this boundary right now, or it will never stop. You need to get this straight with your boyfriend, future husband, too. You don't want to marry someone who thinks it is, in fact, your job to be the general contractor for all the homes of his family members and general mechanic for all of their cars, all unpaid. I, female 23 and my boyfriend 22, we'll call him Mark, have been dating for a little over a year. His parents are horrible, the worst one being the mom. I've met his parents a couple of times and they were nice to me. For the last 4 months, Mark and I have been long distance and we're finally reuniting after 4 months of not seeing each other. Our initial plan was to stay at Mark's parents' house, but they have guests over then, so they can't accommodate us, which is understandable. Mark and I both still live at our folks' house because, well, living is expensive. Anyway, we decided to book a hotel or someplace to stay. We've been looking for a few weeks now and we finally found a place within our budget that seemed okay. Mark decided to ask his dad if he thought the place looked okay because his parents travel a lot and he trusted their judgment. Anyway, Mark asked his dad if the place looked okay. His dad said no. His dad suggested he'd help us look for a place. Fast forward a couple of days and Mark's parents offered to pay for around half of the price of the hotel as a Christmas gift for Mark and as a "we're sorry you can't stay at our house" gift. Very generous and nice of them. This was a few hours ago. Fast forward a couple of hours, Mark tells me not to worry about the hotel, my parents took care of it. I asked him what he meant and he told me his parents had chosen and booked a place for us to stay. I was confused and I asked Mark if his parents had asked him if we thought the place was okay, since we were the ones who were actually staying there. He said, "No, is that a problem?" I said, "Yes, it is. How can they book it without asking us first?" He said he was sorry and that we still had to pay half of it. I'm very upset because I think it's quite careless of them to book a place for Mark and me to stay and expect us to pay for half of it, even though we don't even know where we're staying or how much we're paying. They only told us after they booked it and not even immediately after. Mark and I have been having a long conversation about this, and I feel like his parents did this on purpose to control us, which is something they constantly do to Mark, so it wouldn't be out of the ordinary. And I said I'm really angry at the whole situation and his parents. All this time he's acting a bit too chill about it to my taste, and I asked him how he felt about it. He tells me he's a bit annoyed, but he's not angry at them because they were trying. Mark is now angry at me for being ungrateful. Am I the idiot for now being angry at my boyfriend too because he isn't really holding his parents accountable for how they treated me and him? Or am I just being too dramatic and a horrible and ungrateful girlfriend? I really don't know. You are the idiot. Parents go above and beyond to help you financially while acknowledging they're aware of your general budget as you're struggling. Seems like the spoiled bratty girlfriend that doesn't want to share attention. You were going to pay full price for a hotel. Unless the room is double what you would have paid on your own, be quiet because you saved money. Do you know why they're paying? They want to see their son. Parents do things like this sometimes. I'm not sure what you mean by they want to see their son as their son lives with them. OP and son have been together for a year. While I don't think they meant harm, it was pretty bold of them to spend OP's money without consulting her first. OP's not the idiot. Oh yes, how terrible and controlling when they're nice to you and are paying for part of a hotel stay when they have no obligation to help full-grown adults. You sound intolerable, and you are the idiot. They're trying to help, which you need since you spent weeks trying to book a hotel. You're also being pretty ungrateful. How do you turn a nice gesture into a means of control? Oh, and don't forget to say thank you. So my female teen birthday was yesterday. At home it's just me and my dad. My mom passed away unexpectedly almost 2 months ago. It's been really difficult. I just recently started getting back to going to school again. I was doing work online before. Same with my dad going back to work. We're both just getting used to life without my mom. It's difficult to say the least. Therapy has helped. My dad and I have each other for support as well. So like I said, my birthday was yesterday and my dad kind of forgot it, which is understandable. I didn't even realize it was coming up until a friend pointed it out a couple of days before, so I could have very well forgotten as well. We're both really consumed with grief and shock. I still had a nice day. I wouldn't have wanted anything big anyway. My dad and I had dinner and watched a couple of movies together. I'm debating telling him. I don't want him to feel bad because he forgot. I feel like I would be an idiot and kind of selfish if I did tell him he forgot my birthday. I also don't want to not tell him and he be upset with me for not telling him. Am I the idiot if I told my dad he forgot my birthday? Not the idiot, but what exactly do you think will happen if you don't tell him? He'll forget you ever had birthdays? Because barring that, he's going to remember sooner or later that you forgot your birthday and he'll feel worse. Talk it out now. How about you bring up getting dinner this Friday? Saying the week was busy and that you want to celebrate your birthday then. Give him a chance to make it up. The guy is processing a lot as you are. Treat it as a moment where you can inject some joy and have an evening where it's just father and daughter. I, 20 female, have a used but reliable little car I bought with my own money after working 2 jobs over the summer. It's nothing fancy, but I love it. It gives me independence and freedom, especially since I live with my parents and my older sister, Amy, 24, who has a bit of a reckless side. Here's where the drama comes in. Amy had a nice car gifted by my parents on her 21st birthday, which she's managed to get impounded for unpaid parking tickets and speeding violations. My parents helped to cover some of the fines last year, but she kept at it and now she's looking at even more debt to get her car back. Naturally, she's feeling pretty stuck and irritated about being without a car. Amy asked if she could borrow my car just until she gets back on her feet, which sounded open-ended to me, knowing her habits. I told her no, explaining that I really value the independence I get from my car and feel weird letting someone else use it. But now Amy is furious with me, saying I'm selfish and should understand how hard things are for her right now. The problem is that my parents seem to think I'm overreacting, and that I should be a good sister and help her out, even if it's temporary. They argue it's for family, and I'm lucky even to have a car at my age. But honestly, I'm worried she'll be reckless with it and I'll end up paying for repairs or dealing with insurance issues. I love my family, but I feel like I'm being pressured into something that could backfire on me. Am I the idiot for standing my ground on this? Not the idiot. And what happens when she gets tickets in your car and it gets impounded? Tell your parents they can continue to enable her bad behavior, but you will not. If she takes your car without permission, tell everyone that you will report it stolen and press charges. They can pay her fines, but they're stupid for doing so. She bought her own ticket on the messed around and found out train, so let her ride it. Your golden sister got a car as a gift from your parents while you worked to get yours. She thought so little of her parents' gift that she got numerous fines and her car impounded, and they think you're wrong to keep your keys? Your parents desperately need a wake-up call. Tell them if they trust her so much she can use their car, because yours isn't going anywhere. Tell them she needs to learn some responsibility before it's too late and she ends up in real trouble that they can't buy her out of. So I'm, 19 female, really torn about this. I've got a cousin, let's call her Clara, 21 female, who I used to be really close with, basically like sisters. Last year, I was in a pretty serious relationship with my now ex-boyfriend Ben. We'd been together almost 2 years, and honestly I thought we were really solid. We were talking about moving in together, plans for the future, all that stuff. One day though, I found out he was cheating on me, and the person he was cheating with was Clara. When I confronted him, he admitted everything. I was heartbroken and furious. He had all these reasons like he and Clara just clicked and he couldn't help it. He even tried to make it sound like they were some sort of soulmates or something. When I found out, I immediately cut ties with both of them. I couldn't look at Clara the same way after that, and she never even really tried to apologize. I just stopped talking to her altogether. I didn't explain much to my family at the time. I just said that we'd broken up and I wanted some distance from Clara. Fast forward to now, and Clara and Ben are getting married. And here's the kicker. My family is expecting me to attend. She sent me this long message saying she wanted to clear the air and that they were in love and didn't mean to hurt me. She actually tried to justify what they did, like somehow their love was supposed to make me feel better about the betrayal. My family, especially my mom, keeps telling me I need to let it go and support my cousin because family is family. They say I'm being immature for not attending and that I'm holding a grudge, but honestly, I just feel like it's too much. They're asking me to sit there and smile while I watch two people who completely crush me say their vows and celebrate. I told my mom I wouldn't go, and now she's telling me I'm selfish and will cause a huge scene by not showing up. My aunt, Clara's mom, called me too, begging me to come because it would keep the peace. Apparently some family members don't know the full story and think I'm just being petty or something, which makes me feel even worse. So now I'm stuck. Am I the idiot for not wanting to go? Not the idiot. Plan a party yourself with some friends. It doesn't have to be a full party, even just an outing with friends or a trip to get away. You should not have to be pressed or coerced into supporting cheaters and liars, especially ones who betrayed you. Real family doesn't sleep with other family members' partners. With a family like that, you don't need enemies. They know how this relationship started, and they're embarrassed. If you show up, it will indicate that the rumors were overblown and it's all right. After all, you are supporting it. They want you there so they can prove you're fine with it, and the heinous way they behave can be erased from history. Well, no. They were selfish, cruel, and deceitful. Their love story will always be based on betraying you. Tell your mother and your aunt that you're disgusted by their lack of loyalty and morality, that you will absolutely not be attending, and that you're ashamed of being related to someone so vile. I'm spiteful. I'd make a Facebook post. My family feels I should attend the wedding of my ex-favorite cousin and ex-boyfriend to keep the peace, yet they have no regard for my feelings since they were cheating on me together. Hence, I will not be attending their wedding. I don't care about their feelings anymore. Family doesn't backstab family. Oh, and Clara, how you got them is how you lose them. Facebook and TikTok. Tell the whole truth and name names. OP, I'm so very sorry. The only way I'd ever go to that wedding would be to ruin it, and that's the truth. I'd post on all social media accounts and tag the entire family. Explain the situation. This is not a love story. It's a betrayal story. You're surrounded by idiots.